Tonight on the Pageant Cast, we have Stephanie McGrane. She's International Super Ms. 2012. It's going to be a great interview. Join us, won't you, tonight on the Pageant Cast.
Welcome to the Pageant Cast, your home for beauty pageant news and interviews on the internet.
Hi, I'm Julie Goldstein, Ms. Florida U.S. Continental, and you're watching the Pageant Cast, the internet's first podcast about beauty pageants. Here's your host, Tim Kretschmann.
Hey, welcome to the Pageant Cast. We are super excited because we have a super guest that you're going to love for a super long time. I guess you probably have guessed by now, we're going to be talking to the super pageants, and you're going to learn a lot about them tonight from our very special guest. We have Stephanie McGrane, International Super Ms. 2012, on the line with us tonight. Hello, Stephanie.
Hello, Tim. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to have you. I've watched you a couple times on Pageant Live. We've been following the massive amount of posts that you put out there on Facebook all over the place. Now, first of all, where am I calling you today? Is that a professional studio? What's going on behind you there?
No, I wish it was.
Okay.
I am in Woodbury, Minnesota, right outside of St. Paul.
Okay, and I see some very nice curtains behind you there.
Got my blue curtains going on.
Wow,
Yes.
very nice, very nice.
Red crown.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but...
Well, it looks great. It looks great. So, Stephanie, you were crowned International Super Ms. 2012. When were you crowned? When did that pageant go on?
I was crowned in June, towards the end of June.
And that one happens out in Montana, I believe, correct?
Happens in Montana, Hamilton, Montana.
Hamilton?
Janet Beer's the director, and beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's in the mountains. It's very pretty.
Okay, Hamilton, Montana, because I'm only familiar with Hannah, Montana.
Hannah, Montana.
No?
Nope.
It's not
No
held in
relation to
Hannah.
Hannah.
Okay. No, I'm not really that stupid. Stephanie, tell us a little bit about your pageantcedents. And if you don't know that word, a pageantcedent is any past pageants that you've participated in. What are your pageantcedents?
Well, I'd love to tell you more about that. And actually, I've been competing in pageants since I was 9. So it's been a really long time.
Okay.
So I have lots of experience in the pageant world. And, some of the ones I think that have been bigger, I did go to Galaxy. For quite a while, I went to Ms. Petite International in Texas. And that pageant system is no longer going on, but I competed 3 times for the international title. It was a pretty big pageant system in its day, and I was lucky enough to get to first runner-up in that pageant. When I was a teen, I competed in Minnesota Teen USA. I've done a lot of other smaller pageants along the way too. So it's been quite the journey.
Fantastic. So tell me, how did you first learn of super pageants?
I saw people posting on Facebook, and I saw pictures, and then I was judging a pageant, and I saw one of the national title holders from last year, and I saw her crown, and I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a gorgeous crown. I want that crown. And I did some research, and I found out more about the pageant system and how it promotes seatbelt safety. And I thought it was a good fit. I felt like it was something that I could promote, that I felt like it was close to my heart. Many years ago, I was in a very serious car crash, and at that point in time, I was only wearing my seatbelt about 50% of the time, and luckily that night I was wearing it, and it saved my life. So I feel like with that experience, I can bring that along to educate others to always buckle up.
Well,
so that's why I chose America's Super Pageant.
And that is a fantastic platform. I think the irony will be lost on nobody that your banner slipped off your shoulder exactly when you're talking about seatbelts.
That's right. Supposed to be like
I'm sorry, we got to comment on that. That was fantastic.
Right.
Does
Grab the banner than the seatbelt.
Okay, well, fantastic. Well, keep that banner fastened as well.
That's right. Perfect.
So, okay, you found out about it on Facebook. You did your research. You did your due diligence. You go out to Montana. What's it like out there? What was the weekend like?
You know, it was not too long ago. It was just Friday to Sunday. Friday was an optional day.
Okay.
Part in radio interviews. We had dinners and parties, and the women were incredible. Love the women. You know, I've been to many pageants where there are competitors that, you know, just they don't make it a fun experience. But I can't say that about America's Super Pageant. Everyone was fun and friendly, and you know, they're so supportive, and we're supportive of one another. Still, I'm excited to go back and see them in June, and I still keep in contact with everyone. So it made it a really great experience. And I love Janet Beer, the director, fabulous director, very supportive. So it's been an incredible year.
Well, now tell me about obviously it's a platform base, and it's based on seatbelt safety.
Yes.
Phases of competition. What phases of competition are there?
Well, there are 5 different phases of competition: evening gown, swimsuit, photogenic, interview, and little black dress introduction. And I was lucky enough to walk away with the overall photogenic, swimsuit, and evening gown awards. And that helped raise my score up enough to walk away with the International Super Ms. title.
So tell me, Super Ms., and it's MS period, right?
Yes.
I'm saying that right.
Yes.
What are the qualifications for that? Because there's a number of different divisions out there, right?
Right, yes. And actually anyone ages 8 and up can compete. And it's Ms., so it kind of can be anyone, teen and above can win the International Super Ms. title. And I worked hard promoting seatbelt safety before the pageant and getting extra bonus points before the actual pageant happened, and that added in along with my scores, and whoever has the overall highest score at the end of the pageant walks away with the international crown.
Okay.
So very excited about that.
Now, Super Ms., when are we going to see you competing again? Is it in June, or what time of year is it going to be?
The next America's Super Pageant will be held June 21st through the 23rd, and I will be giving up my crown at that time. I think it's going to be very emotional just because I've been so involved in this year, and I'm just loving every minute of it. But I'm so excited for it, and I'm excited to crown the new International Super Ms. and, of course, see all the ladies again. So I invite everyone to come on out to Hamilton, Montana, and it's going to be a great time.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with more with Stephanie McGrane, International Super Ms. 2012 in just a moment. Hang tight there, Stephanie.
Leave voicemail and comments for Tim and the Pageant Cast. Call 262-757-8576 and let Tim know what you think of the show. This is Jessica Cassidy, Mrs. California International 2012, wishing you tiara dreams.
If you'd like to help out the Pageant Cast, easy to do. Go to pageantcast.com and click on the Amazon link. That'll be on the right-hand side of your browser. Just click on Amazon.com. It's the same old Amazon, same prices, same everything, except because it's coming as a referral from our site, we get a little advertising revenue. Go to pageantcast.com and click through to Amazon and make your favorite purchases. We're back now with Stephanie McGrane, International Super Ms. 2012. Well, Stephanie, you've been very involved in the pageant community since you've gotten to Crown in particular, I've noticed. Now, how do you keep up to date with pageants? What publications, what websites do you frequent to learn about what's going on in pageantry?
Definitely Pageant Cast.
Excellent.
Definitely Pageant Cast.
Hold on. Here we go. But seriously, what else?
And also Pageant Live, which I've been quite involved with lately. I also love Tamika Hall, the Tamika Hall radio show.
Okay.
And Pageantry Magazine, Tiara Magazine. I'd say those are probably my biggest. And then, of course, just generally on Facebook and checking out what everybody's up to and what they're doing.
All right. Now, do you have a favorite phase of competition when you compete?
You know, I really liked, in my last pageant, competing in evening gown. I had an evening gown design with a long, flowy train in the back, so it was a lot of fun to just kind of flip it around, and at the end I gave it a final fling, and I felt pretty cool doing that because it was a lot of fun. I also enjoy interviews because I feel like I get to really express to the judges who I am and what I'm about. So I'd have to say probably those two areas of competition are my favorite.
One of the questions that I hear all the time, and I have to ask you on both of your phases because I have some questions that are always frequently asked. One, the on-stage portions, is it on a stage or is it a runway, or what's the scoop there?
America's Super Pageant was done all on a stage in an auditorium.
Okay.
So we stage, not a runway.
Okay. And the interview, this is always the big question, is it one-on-one round robin? Is it panel style? What's the situation there?
You know, my last interview was panel style. There were 6 judges, and it was a 5-minute long interview. And I was so nervous before going into the interview. But once I got in there and started talking, you know, I got very comfortable very quickly, and the judges were so nice, and you know, the questions pretty much came from my bio, and I talked about what I was doing and promoting seatbelt safety. So it was a great interview. It went very well.
Now, we've talked about a number of your appearances on the internet that have gone on. What other type of appearances have you had in your year as International Super Ms. 2012?
Yeah, I've done a lot of judging of pageants lately and showing up at Special Olympics events. I also traveled to Chicago to the Live Out Loud charity fashion show with Sherry Gearhart. That was a lot of fun. So it's basically a lot of different things, kind of whatever's coming up in the community. I'm excited because Friday I get to be a celebrity bell ringer for the Salvation Army. And it's not just a bell ringer, it's a celebrity bell ringer. So I'm pretty excited about that. And since you live up by me, you know how cold it is and how snowy. I get to stand inside the mall, so I'm very excited. I don't have to get too cold.
Now, have you been practicing ringing a bell? Have you been practicing?
I have not, but I probably should do a little practicing before Friday.
and probably some Velcro to keep the sand.
That's right. Yeah. We don't want it sliding off.
Yeah, because you get in there, you know, it might start ringing that bell a little too vigorously. There could be a problem.
That's right. We want that.
I'm just saying, it's a possibility. So you'll be out there, and that's great so that people can see and ask, well, what the Super Pageant is all about. Now, I'm looking at this thing. The Super Pageant International, Super is in red on there. Is that all sparkly there? Am I
sparkly.
checking?
Yeah.
Okay.
All sparkly.
Okay, well, fantastic.
They're good.
Yeah, just absolutely gorgeous. And let me tell you, we're almost out of time for this interview. I have to ask you, what is it most that you want our viewers to know about your year of service?
You know, I think the most important thing is that I do want to get across 2 messages I want to say thank you to the people that have been so supportive of me and kind of following me on Facebook and my pageant sisters. I can't thank you enough. Your friendship means so much to me, and I truly believe that from the bottom of my heart, and I want to say thank you. Another thing is pageant girls everywhere. Your year is truly what you make of it. And I've been working very hard, and this has been the best year of my life. So I encourage you, you have a title, work it, get out there, have fun, make a difference, because there's no comparison. If I was just kind of sitting at home and not doing a whole lot with my pageant title versus everything that I'm doing and my goal of 100 appearances this year, it's just, there's no comparison. Your year is truly what you make of it. So make the most of it. Don't let a day go by. Do everything that you can.
All right. Fantastic. Great advice to all of our viewers at the Pageant Cast. Well, we're just about out of time. I want to thank everybody for tuning in for this edition of the Pageant Cast. I want to thank our very special guest, Stephanie McGrane, International Super Ms. 2012, and of course her lovely director, Jana Beer, who allowed the interview as well. That's always fantastic. Now, one thing that we do at the end of each of our shows, Stephanie, is while saying Tiara Dreams, we do our best pageant wave. Now let's see how yours is pretty good. I'm very proud of you. Have you been doing the parade circuit?
Thank you. I was in a parade not too long ago, and I have to tell you, my arm hurts so bad. I don't know what is wrong with my arm, or if I'm just not used to moving it that way. It hurt pretty bad by the end of the parade.
No. You keeping that arm up for that long, it just isn't natural.
Right. Not natural at all.
All right. Well, we're going to say to everybody, Tiara Dreams. Tiara Dreams, everybody.
Tiara Dreams.
Pageant Cast.